This is going to out to your community.
Yeah, to our email list at the beginning. Hi, everyone. I'm Edwin Rutsch, the director of the Empathy Center located here in Santa Barbara. You can see the center behind me. And I'm here with Paola de Florio. And I'm just as part of the Illuminate Film Festival, which is April 5th through 7th. Paola Di Florio and her husband. I don't know if you're your husband. I don't know if that's true, but
Peter Rader,
your partner.
my
Okay.
partner and husband. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Well, good. I hit the mark. They're hosting a workshop at the Empathy Center. It's called Source to Screen, Accessing, Manifesting, and Transmitting Great Ideas. And the dates of that is April 8th to the 12th. And it's an immersive week-long workshop and lab for creators of all kinds. So maybe you could explain a little bit about it, who you are, and kind of about the workshop.
Sure. So I just wanted to say that the Illuminate Film Festival is really where this all began, and that was when it's really the preeminent and first conscious film festival in the world that really gathers filmmakers from all over the world that are making evolutionary films. And we had a film there in 2014 that won the audience award. And we just loved the idea that there was a film festival like this in the world. And we kept going back every year and participating in panels and, just as an audience member. And then one year, Danette Walpert, who was then the executive director of the festival, now run by Tayana David, was just saying, we asked if we could do something more, to try something that was like a lab that really allowed for this type of filmmaking to be like an incubator for that type of filmmaking, because it's just really hard to bring films like that into the world. Most films and most entertainment out there is really a lot of it appeals to the fight or flight parts of the brain, the amygdala, the primitive parts of the brain. And entertainment is really just seen more as not necessarily something that talks about the elements and the parts of being human that connect you into your inner world and impact change and affect change, but from a different place within. And so we had a film called Awake the Life of Yogananda in 2014. Yogananda was a yogi who had brought, yoga, philosophy and yoga practice, Kriya yoga in particular, to the West in the 1920s. And making that film really rocked my world. Learning about Yogananda, becoming a practitioner of his meditation, Kriya Yoga, just slowly and very powerfully changed my perspective and how I was moving through the world. And after making that film and distributing it worldwide, something just boom landed in my brain one day. And I just thought it really was to create that we have to somehow unite and connect the different aspects of who we are. We have our physical aspect, and that's how we show up in the world. And many people, that's just all we really know and connect with. And, then there's this other aspect of who we are that is just so massively expansive. And it's really more connected to the spirit world. And these things are so disparate, and we really don't know. We're not really encouraged to unite them. And as creators and media makers, we have this very special power to share with the rest of the world the things that really matter. And so this was starting to really matter a lot to me. And so not only did I start to develop it, and we changed sort of the trajectory of our company to be projects and experiences that awaken the human spirit. Our company, Counterpoint Films, that's really what we're all about. And part of it was this lab. This lab came through, and it was really to create a space where people, creators of all kinds, initially it was filmmakers, but then it became really entrepreneurs, filmmakers, dancers, writers, people that are creating from a unique and very deep place within themselves, could collect and combine and encourage each other. And that's what we did. We broke it down, and it really came through that this was, you know, I had spent 6 years learning about yoga and yoga philosophy. And, you know, there are these three principles: creation, manifestation, and transmission. And we just break it down into these three concepts. And it's a 5-day lab, 3 very intensive days, an intro, and then some, you know, a way to sort of bring it all together on the last day. And yeah, creation, where do ideas come from? You know, we always think that we come up with ideas, but in reality, you know, ideas are floating out there. A lot of people have the same ideas even, and ideas are just looking for channels, people that, boom, through which they can come through and land in a concrete way. And it depends on whether we're attuned with these ideas, whether we're ready to receive, whether we're ready to roll up our sleeves and actually allow it to come through us. So that's, you know, we work on creation and what it takes to actually be a receiver of this kind of information. And then the second day is, you know, it's manifestation. So you have an idea out here and it lands in you, but now how do you actually take that, develop it, refine it, and bring it, manifest it into the physical plane? Because a lot of people get stuck with ideas in their brain and they don't necessarily bring them into the physical plane. That's a whole other set of both spiritual and creative skills that we bring together. And then transmission. What do we want to do with this stuff that we're bringing into the physical plane? Who do we want to receive it? And how do we want it to be received? So we really tangibly break these things down and create a place of really safe and inspiring. Hopefully, this is how the feedback that we've been getting is that people come and they just feel, wow, like this is really giving them an opportunity to incubate something that's come through for them that maybe isn't totally clear, and then feel encouraged and empowered to share it with the world.
Nice. Yeah, I'm so excited to have that workshop here at the Empathy Center. And what idea I had is I was going to start interviewing, like I'm doing now, people who are holding workshops here and ask how their workshops relate to empathy, since that's sort of our core, you know, our core mission, you know, as well as everything else on top of that. And so a couple of things that came to mind is one is you talked about seeing below the surface of the fight flight, and that going deeper. I actually think there's a fight, flight, freeze, and empathy response. And the empathy response is to sense into things that are maybe fearful to us and go under the surface. So that's sort of one connection I see there. And another connection is I'm hearing is there's different ideas, and it's sort of how the ideas talk to each other and communicate with each other. I see that the creativity happens in that dialogue between ideas, and especially like we do conflict mediation. You get people in conflict and they talk to each other. They go under the surface and their conflict has a dialogue, and all completely new ideas or solutions come into place. And then, so you're taking those ideas and bringing that sort of into a physical manifestation of film and creative arts is kind of what I'm hearing. So those are some connections I'm seeing with empathy. Wonder if you have see others.
Yeah, Edwin, you're sort of nailing it. I mean, it's really exactly how it seems to unfold. We've been doing this for 7 years, and that's what we see. So, you know, I would say that the connection is really that so much of the outer world, the physical world, really is in separation, right? It's like we are in separate bubbles living these lives. And, you know, to me, empathy just feels like it's about slipping into other people's skins. It's about, you know, union. It's about coming together. And so I feel like when it comes to creativity, you know, it is so true that something pretty miraculous happens when we do deep listening, when we're able to stop and slow down and really bring the searchlights inward and start really thinking like what is happening, what is trying to come through. And then when we come from that place and we start to communicate from that place with others, then suddenly it isn't just us, and it's the sum of all the parts, right? It's about really what's happening in the collective.
Mm-hmm.
And we can now receive that because we've slowed down and we've done some deep listening. So now we are in a different frequency, a different vibration. And in that vibration, we are really part of a whole. And that's what I think, given the world that's ever changing, right? We're in this ever changing world and it's moving really fast. I think a lot of people are feeling a little disoriented from the speed of the world and this disconnection and what is our place to the earth, to humanity, to fellow humans. And I feel that, empathy really is the key to all of that. We are empathic not just to ourselves, to the person next to us, to everyone around us, but also to the ground that we walk on and who walked on it before us and who might walk on it in the future. And so I think that in the space of quieting down and tapping into the creative mind, the universal mind, we're really doing that. We're really creating a space for a higher intelligence to come in and to work through everyone.
Well, great. Well, I'm so excited to have the workshop here. It's the Illuminate Film Festival is at illuminatefilmfestival.com, and the Source to Screen workshop is linked there. I invite people to come sign up for the workshop. Come check out the Empathy Center. It'll be 5 days here at the Empathy Center, and there's some overnight accommodation available too. So thank you so much, Paul. Look forward to seeing you at the center.
Thank you, Edwin. And I just want to say that walking onto your property was, it was just so gorgeous and so perfect for this lab. So thank you so much for hosting the lab. And we are super thrilled to be doing it in Santa Barbara, just on the heels of the Illuminate Film Festival.